Hello, my name is Dayang Azrana binti Razi. Today, my team and I are going to talk about a short story called The Last Leaf. It is authored by O. Henry. The genres are fiction, drama, and short story. Okay, so the reasons that we chose this story to analyze is because it teaches meaningful lessons about hope, sacrifice, friendship, which are important values in life. It shows how people can support and care for each other during difficult times. The characters are also very emotional and realistic, making readers feel connected to their struggles and feelings. The touching ending leaves a strong impression to me because it shows how true selflessness and love. In addition to that, the message of the story is simple and easy to relate to in real life, especially about never giving up in hard situations. Okay, I would like to give a brief summary about the short story. The story is about two young artists, Sue and John C., who live together in New York. John C. becomes very sick with pneumonia and loses the will to live. She believes she will die when the last ivy leaf falls from the wall outside her window. The old neighbor Berman secretly paints a leaf on the wall during a storm to give her hope. Jonesy regains her strength, but Berman becomes sick and dies after sacrificing himself.
So for theme analysis, firstly is hope. Hope is the main theme of the story. John C. loses hope when she becomes ill, but the last leaves gives her strength to continue living. How characters portray the theme. So first, John C. believes that her life depends on the falling leaves, and Sue encourages and cares for her friend. Behrman creates hope by painting the leaf. So for quoted example, it is the last one, said John C. I thought it will surely fall during the night. So the explanation of the quote is the leaf does not fall, which makes John C. realize she should not give up on life. So for the second theme is sacrifice. Behrman sacrifices his life to save John C. emotionally and mentally. So how characters portray the theme is Behrman risks his health by painting the leaf during a cold storm. Sue also sacrifices her time and energy to care for John C. So for quoted example is it was Behrman's masterpiece. Explanation of that quote is the painted leaf becomes Behrman's greatest work because it saves John C.'s life. So for the third theme is friendship and care. The story shows the importance of friendship during difficult times. How characters portray this theme is Sue stay beside John C. and supports her constantly. Behrman acts like a protective grandfather figure to them. So for the quoted example is try to sleep, Sue said. I must call Behrman up to be my model. So for the explanation of that quote is Sue tries to comfort John C. and keep her calm even while worrying deeply.
Hello, we're going to talk about character analysis. The character we chose are Sue and John C. They are young artists and close friends who live together. So they have similarities where they care deeply for each other and also experience emotional struggle throughout the story. However, they have different in many ways. Sue is caring, hopeful, and strong-minded. She always encourages Johnsy and tries to keep her positive during her illness. Meanwhile, Johnsy tends to give up and always have the negative thoughts in her mind. She always believes that she will die when the last leaf falls. They also face challenges in different ways. Sue tends to be more positive and calm and never stop taking care of her friend Johnsy. She always comfort her and encourage her. On the other hand, Johnsy loses hope at first, but after seeing the last leaf still hanging, she regains her will to live. One important quote from the story is, "You are not going to die," said Sue. This shows Sue's caring and supportive personality. In conclusion, Sue and Johnsy are both emotional characters, but Sue represents hope and strength, while Johnsy represents fear and hopeless, but finally changing for the better.
Hi, I'm Siti Hajar binti Samsudin. First and foremost, the story highlights the value of hope. Johnsy at one point becomes so emotionally drained that she ties her fate to a single leaf outside her window. She believed she believed that when the last leaf falls, her life will end too. This shows how deeply despair can affect a person's will to life. However, everything begins to change when she notices that the leaf is still there after a fierce storm. That small moment slowly lights a spark inside her again. It reminds her that maybe life is still worth holding on to. This teach us that no matter how dark life gets, hope can still survive. And sometimes it is all we need to move forward. Another important moral value is selflessness and sacrifice. Berman, despite being old, weak, and struggling with his own health, chooses to go out on a cool and stormy night just to paint a leaf on the wall. He does this silently, without seeking recognition or reward. What makes this even more powerful is that his act of kindness cost him his life. Yet through that sacrifice, he gives Johnsy a reason to life. It shows that real love is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it is hidden in the quietest act of giving. Lastly, the story beautifully portrays the power of love and friendship. Sue remains by Johnsy's side even when Johnsy gives up on herself. She never walks away, even when things become emotionally exhausting. Instead, she continues to comfort her, encourage her, and stay present through the darkest moment. This shows that true friendship is not only about happiness, but about standing firm when someone else is falling apart. For example, every time Sue enters the room, she brings a sense of calm and warmth, almost like a reminder that Johnsy is not alone in this battle. That presence alone becomes a form of healing. In conclusion, The Last Leaf is not just a story about illness or survival, it is a powerful reminder of hope, sacrifice, love, and friendship. Most importantly, it shows that even the smallest act of kindness can become someone's reason to keep holding onto life.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nur Nazura binti Muhammad Ami, and today I would like to talk about the conclusion of the short story The Last Leaf. This story gives us a lot of important lessons, such as about hope, friendship, life, and also sacrifice. So first, The Last Leaf teach us about hope. In the story, Johnsy becomes very sick and starts to lose hope. She believed that when the last leaf falls from the ivy vine, she will also die. This shows how negative thoughts can make a person feel weak and hopeless. However, the leaf that stayed on the wall gave her strength and made her want to live again. From this, we learn that hope is very important in life. Even when life becomes difficult, we should never give up easily. So next we have sacrifice. So next, the story also teach us about sacrifice. Berman, who is an old painter, secretly paints a leaf during secretly paints a leaf on the wall during cold and stormy night. He does this because he wants to help Johnsy feel hopeful again. Sadly, Berman becomes sick after painting the leaf and um, later dies. His action shows true sacrifice become he risk his own life to save another person. This teach us that sometimes real love can and care mean putting others before ourselves. So besides that, friendship is another important theme in this story. Sue says Sue stays beside Johnsy all the Sue stays beside Johnsy all the time when she is sick. She takes care of her, comforts her, and tries her best to encourage her. Sue never leave her friend alone, even when things become difficult, become hard. Their friendship shows that the importance of supporting the people we care about. A good friend can give us strength during hard times. More hard time, yeah. Next we have, okay. Moreover, the story reminds us that even small acts can make a very big difference. Berman only painted a single leaf, but that one leaf changed Johnson's thoughts and saved her life. Sometimes small action like helping someone, giving advice, or saying kind words